Big Skin Politics, Week 12. Brandon, Nick, still at it. We're still not getting a lot of views, but screw it. One day we'll be all right.
Probably not, but all right. Week 12. Let's kick it off. Do we have anything to talk about before?
Not really. Nothing really standing out right now. Well, I guess some quarterbacks should absolutely retire or
Do you think
just go
Rivers
away.
should go to a new team?
Oh God, yes. Rivers looks pathetic. Okay, he is one of the big three from the 04 draft class. At least Big Ben is out with an injury, Rivers just looks like garbage.
He looks like the white Jameis Winston.
Maybe the Chargers aren't bad this year, like we thought. Maybe they're just as good as they were last year, and he's just throwing the game away. Honestly.
All right. Anyway, moving on. We got Indianapolis at Houston.
All right, so pretty interesting one. It could basically be the division right on the line right there.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm leaning towards Houston. I picked them in Indy, and I feel like they should have beat Indy had this one Deshaun Watson call gone the right way. Like, they whistled him down, but then he got off a touchdown that was really awesome. Kind of feel they got kind of shorted there, but I just feel Houston's the better team.
I mean, I'd agree with you, but then Baltimore just beat down Houston, so I don't know how good Houston actually is. Like, was the hype real? They just had a bad game?
Possibly. Did you say that
they had a bye going into that? Though.
Who was it you said that there's a rule that if a good team gets humbled, they immediately bounce back?
They normally do, so I picked Houston because of that reason, but I don't know. I'm wondering if that was just a bad game. Like, they weren't prepared, but they had 2 weeks to prepare for, so it really makes me wonder, can they beat Indianapolis? I say yes.
Yeah, mainly the question is, can the Colts beat Houston? I'm pretty sure Marlon Mack's on season-ending IR.
That sucks, man.
Pretty sure he broke his hand.
Yeah, it was his hand. And but Jacoby Brissett's back, though.
Who gives a damn?
He's better than Hoyer. I think
Marlon Mack's the focal point of that offense. Without him, I don't give him a snowball's chance in hell. I'm going with the Houston Texans. Yeah, I think this is the division on the line. I think it'll be a good game. The Colts always play their division great, but give it to the Texans. At least I will. I don't know what you're doing.
Say Deshaun Watson has a good game. Anyway, Denver at Buffalo.
Well, Denver kind of shit the bed a bit, didn't they?
20-point lead diminished in no time to Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and they never said he could win a big game.
I wouldn't say that was a big game, but that was big for him for like a comeback to put that on.
I'm pretty sure that's the second biggest comeback since 28-3. So
it has to be, but it's not because they normally don't beat good teams, and I don't think Denver is a good team.
No.
They did jump on them 20-0, so that itself is impressive. 260 passing yards in the second half. That's pretty dang good.
Well, Buffalo found its feet against my team last week. They floored us. They finally put up good numbers that make them look like they're a team that can compete as opposed to just pound you out with their defense. Frankly, I'm going to roll with Buffalo here. But more or less, I just feel Denver needs to just stop. Just give up. The season's over.
I
feel like Buffalo needs that momentum.
Dude, that 20-point lead loss has got to just hurt them so bad. I just wonder what that does to their confidence going into a team with like a really, really, really good defense. So I said Buffalo wins this one.
Yeah, I mean, they're the better defense, I'd say. And it's Brandon Allen in, and he looked lethargic against a heavy blitz scheme from the Chiefs. No, that was the Flacco.
He had a good game, his first one, and then his second game I don't think was very good.
Yeah, fair enough.
That my Minnesota game, but
yeah. I'll still go with Buffalo. They're the better defense. More
this is going to be a dumb low-scoring game. It's probably going to be like 9-6.
Yeah.
Miami at Cleveland.
I had Miami. I did, but the upsets there, especially after the Myles Garrett, suspension, the Ogunjobi suspension, just all the Thursday night antics after that brawl between them and Rudolph. I had Miami picked. The prime spot for an upset. Rashad Jones is on season-ending IR, and so is Bobby McCain. That's the two starting safeties. And Jarvis Landry and OBJ have been complaining about not getting the ball enough, so they're just going to light Miami the hell up. Even if it was in Miami. I think Miami has a shot. They've made a lot work with bad talent or not enough talent, but now they're on top of trading away a lot of their talent. They're just ravaged by injuries. Like 2 starting corners, safeties. They just released one of their 3 remaining running backs for beating his pregnant wife. They're at the bottom of the hole and they're still digging somehow. I don't see them winning. I did until I saw our safeties were out, and at this point, screw it. I'd just say go with Cleveland.
I'd say just go with Cleveland just because I think they're a better team from paper, dude. And they have 10 days to prepare for this, as many by.
Yeah, they got more to play for, and frankly, Miami wins at least one more game this year. I'll be happy.
They just beat Pittsburgh for the first time in 5 years. I think they have something to play for.
Yeah, I mean, I like Miami, and the upset potential's here, but at this point, they're just ravaged. It's not a talent issue. They're at the end of their rope.
All right, Carolina and New Orleans.
Okay, so New Orleans is finally back to world beater status.
I don't think they ever left off, man.
Yeah, you think Atlanta was just weird?
The Atlanta game was just a weird game.
Understandable.
Just forget about it.
Carolina, Kyle Allen's dropped back to earth and makes people wonder if Cam Newton should be coming back. I don't. I'd say keep Cam Newton on the sidelines, let Kyle Allen become your new starter. And does that mean they're going to go into New Orleans and beat them? No. But this is a game that Kyle Allen will need in the future practice-wise. He's going to need this if you're going to build underneath him. And he's shown potential this year. What I don't get is people saying to put Cam Newton back in. In 8 games, Kyle Allen's lost only 3 of them. And, I mean, quality opponents, each one. Well, arguably the Falcons. But Cam Newton lost 100% of the last 2 games he's been in. 100% of the last 10 games he's been in. Cam Newton's done. Just keep rolling
something
with Kyle
like
Allen.
that, man. Carolina's been super weird for me this year. It's been like bad, good, now they're bad.
Christian McCaffrey, man. And their defense.
Who's carrying that team?
Oh, yeah.
And New Orleans, they got this.
Oh, yeah, easily. They're still my pick for the Super Bowl.
I'd say so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. I kind of wanted to pick Cincinnati here because Pittsburgh normally falls for trap games.
Especially after all the drama last week.
And then there was a ton of drama last week with people getting suspended in fights and blah, 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 blah.
That was a trap game, wasn't it?
That was a trap game, and I did pick Cleveland in that one. And I think Pittsburgh is not as advertised as it was. They're not as good as they are, man.
Yeah,
their defense is okay, but I don't buy Mason Rudolph for that offense at all.
You want to know what's funny is I picked Pittsburgh over the Browns because I'm like, the refs, man, the refs have been so bad. That was the worst referee officiated game I've ever seen. And there's been a lot of bad ones this year. But I think after all the antics, the refs made it apparent they were trying to help the Steelers out. And then at the end, everyone just looked like a bunch of criminals and delinquents. And I think the refs are going to pull away from that. They're going to be like, oh, God, this is what we've been trying to do.
I remember them giving the Steelers a touchdown.
Yeah,
there was 2 bad calls in a row.
Should have been a shutout, 21-0.
Gave them 7 points. There was, I think it was illegal hands to the face and then a pass interference. Neither one existed. They were both close calls. Gave the Steelers a touchdown. They tried putting the Steelers in that game. Browns proved to be too much for them.
I think it was sad, but I think after all that antics, it kind of shows, because it was blatantly obvious, if you ask me, that the refs were favoring the Steelers. I think after all that, it's going to make them be like, well, we were trying to make the Steelers a feel-good story, but if they look like criminals, delinquents, fighters, they're going to be like, oh, that's what we were backing, and then they're going to, pull away.
Right.
What's the feel-good story?
I don't know, but you also don't want to go 0-16. They want to win 1 game. Why not Pittsburgh?
It'd be funny. I'm not picking against Steelers, but
I am. I'm going with Cincinnati.
You really are?
Yep.
Oh my God! I honestly kind of hope they win, but
I mean,
it's just not likely.
I'm very I know it's very likely I'm wrong, but why not, man? You gotta try to win at least 1 game, and why not? Because they try to play spoilers. They did it against the Ravens, and they've done it. They almost did it against the Steelers 2 years ago. And no, it was last year, but
yeah,
go with Cincinnati.
I'm going with Steelers.
I'm not afraid of Steelers.
I like it. I like it.
All right, Oakland at the Jets.
Okay, so Oakland is a playoff team, and I like them.
Looks
They
like it.
are sexier than I thought they were at the start of the year. Jets have now, Adam Gase has finally crushed our mathematical equation for him, right?
I severely overlooked how bad Washington was on offense.
34 points in 2 straight games. Does that mean Gase is out of his old ways? No, it's just the 2 of the worst teams in the league. Washington and New York, spare me. I thought they'd lose both of them. Whoop-de-doo, I was wrong. 34 points against that, no. Now you're finally playing a real opponent again. You're going to lose to Oakland. Oakland's the better team. They'll kill them. It's going to be a frickin' slaughter.
Do you think it's going to be that bad?
Oh, God, yes. The Jets, I know Gase, okay? And he fought tooth and nail to beat those teams because he needs to prove that he's not a bad coach. But Lottie frickin' do, you beat 2 bad teams. Now that he's done it, he's going to let his guard down. He's like, all right, see, guys, I had everything under control. Boom, wheels blown off again. You can set your clock to it. It will happen. Go with the Raiders.
All right. I'm also just going with the Raiders just because they're playing really good right now. They're surprising me. I mean, had Kansas City, they almost lost to the Chargers, but whatever. It is what it is. You can't count them out of the division at this point, man. They're only 1 game behind. 2 games behind now, but...
Right. No, it's 1 game.
Chiefs are on bye. Yeah, but it depends on what happens this week and next week. But they could still win this division.
Mm-hmm. What's cool is after this bye, the Chiefs play the Raiders.
Who would have predicted that? Who would have saw Kansas City do what they did last year and predicted that Oakland would win the freaking division? That would happen. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I would not have seen that coming. I hope that happens. Anyway, Detroit at Washington.
So I think Washington is going to win 1, if not 2 games this year. And
this is not one, I don't think, though.
No. Detroit fought pretty well against Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, and honestly, they could have won if they made a few better plays. Washington has just looked hopeless, and now they're getting picked apart by the bottom feeders too. They're beneath the bottom feeders right now. They got their 1 year. I mean, their 1 win. You're welcome, Redskins, and I don't think you need any more than that. I think they're just going to lose out, and it'll be that. I think Detroit takes this one just by virtue of they're the better team. I mean,
they are. Stafford's still not playing. That's sad.
I know. Again, the Skins have a good pass rush, but I just don't feel anything about the Skins right now. Like, even
they're the worst team.
Even how sad,
worse than Cincinnati.
Yeah, even how sad the Lions have been these last couple weeks. Do you honestly expect this to get them too?
Are they just going to try as hard as they freaking can? Like, oh, we know Detroit's not very good right now. We got this.
Nah, Detroit wins it. Like, Washington should just start picking out who they want. Probably
the draft, yeah.
Yeah, like some O-linemen.
Anyway, I agree with you. Detroit will win. Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay at Atlanta.
All right. Atlanta's riding a hot streak. Remember how we said they're good against the division? They're winning this one. Don't even need to say any more about it. They have now played 2 division games. They're undefeated. They're the best team by virtue in the NFC South. Fight me.
No.
All right, but like...
Saints are.
Yeah, I know. But they're the best team in the South against other South teams.
That's true.
That's a complicated way of saying the Falcons aren't as bad as you think and they'll win this game.
It'd be crazy if they end up going like 7-9.
But here's the real interesting thing. Look at what the Falcons have done the last 2 weeks defensively against the Saints and the Panthers. They have posted 6 sacks against the Saints. I'm not sure how many against the Panthers they did. I know they generated a lot of pressure. I know they got 4 INTs against the Panthers. Who's coming to town but Jameis Winston? That's a feast. That reminds me, I should pick up the Falcons defense for fantasy.
Yeah, but are they even good at turnovers? They've been generating a ton this year?
Dude, the last Falcons? 2 weeks, all we need to go by.
No, I mean like this entire season.
Man, forget about that. That's not important. They're a different team now than they were at the start.
And they're playing all their divisional opponents like
back to back to back.
It's weird. That almost never happens, man. That's crazy.
I'll say Falcons win it 37-24.
I say Falcons because I know Jameis Winston's pretty flustered right now, and he throws a ton of interceptions. I don't trust Jameis Winston at all.
You should.
Yeah, go with Atlanta. Moving on. New York Giants at the Chicago Bears.
Well, the Bears' season's over. They finally...
Oh, absolutely.
They finally benched Trubisky. He deserves it. He's played like garbage. But the Giants are just on a bad losing streak.
I laughed when I heard this game at first. I was like, jeez, it's going to be such a bad game. I'm going to pick Chicago just because it's at home and they have a new quarterback, so maybe they have something to play for.
Yeah, I mean, Chase Daniel is exactly the same as Mitch Trubisky. We should have known that when Trubisky was injured against the Raiders and their offense put up the exact same numbers as they normally would. I picked the Bears by virtue of the Bears' defense, and that is it.
Same.
That I don't know what else to say.
I have nothing good to say about the Giants this year. They're a really bad team.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Giants. It's just it is.
So you go 3-13. You started out 2-2, and now you're 2-9.
Yeah.
What?
What? It is what it is.
What? Anyway, do we even really need to talk about this?
It makes me sad talking about it. No,
game.
No,
It's gonna be a dumb.
A lot of these games are dumb lately. Let's just keep rolling.
Seattle at Philadelphia.
Oh, Philly, you broke my heart. You had it. You had it. I mean, you blew it. And I thought you could beat the Patriots just by virtue of your defense being fine and your offense being hard to predict.
Had a 10-point lead, and they only scored 17 points. What the
hell?
hell?
The most vanilla performance I've seen them put forth all year. I honestly thought you'd still win your division. You put up a performance like that, you're not going to do it. I'm sorry.
The Cowboys might win the division now.
Just by virtue of that crappy play I saw last week. They had everything going for them, and they just pissed it all away.
In the first quarter, too.
Yeah. Hell. I want Seattle here, but that's just kind of because, like me talking about the Eagles, I just feel like they're lifeless at this point.
But both these teams both have like the same thing to fight for, though. Seattle has to fight for the division crown from the 49ers, and they're a game behind. Same with Philadelphia. They got to fight, and they're well within reach of beating the Cowboys out for the crown. So, who wants it more? I think Seattle wants it more because Russell Wilson wants it more.
Yeah, more or less, that's what I'm going to look at it as.
And Carson Wentz didn't look very good.
No, he didn't. He looked
like he'd scrap. Dude, he looked like he'd get screwed up.
Well, that final drive was pathetic. He overthrew and underthrew everyone on their routes where it was 4th and 10. And you want to blame Nelson Aguilar for that? No. He missed all 3 previous routes.
Wasn't it the last catch of the game where he dropped in the end zone? That was a
hard catch.
Like, that's a really tough catch to make.
Yeah, but the 3 passes before that, Wentz over, under, and out through all 3 of them. It's not looking like someone who has a ring should play like. And you know what? Wilson's looking like someone who has a ring.
But Carson Wentz doesn't really have a ring, though. He was hurt that year. I mean, does it count?
I don't care. I'm just rolling with Seattle. We don't need to beat a dead horse.
Same with me. But Jacksonville at Tennessee.
Jacksonville came out flat, lost the Colts. I thought they had some life. Nick Foles did next to nothing. Titans have actually been a lot better under Tannehill.
Yeah. I was so close to changing my pick to the Colts, too, because I figured out how... I didn't know how bad Jacksonville's run defense was until like that day, and I was like, ooh.
Marlon Mack broken hand, and he still crushed him. I'm pretty sure he was the rushing leader. But, God, I don't really feel there's not a lot to say. It's just, I'm going to go with the Titans here. I kind of feel it's a revenge game for earlier in the year. I think Jags caught him sleeping, and this is, well, and they don't have Minshew in. Who knows what Nick Foles is?
Does Tennessee have anything to play for, really? Do you think
they are one of the 3 teams I'd say actually have a good
so they're in the hunt.
Yeah.
I'd say they're in the hunt.
They're in a good spot right now. They're one of like 4 teams, depending who wins the division, Texans or Colts. You got the other one, the Raiders, the Steelers, and the Titans all vying for that last spot. The rest I'd say is just,
just there.
Yeah. But Titans have a really good shot, and if they want it, they gotta win this game, and I think they know that, and I think they will.
They've always had a decent defense, too. It's just their offense has been so bland.
Well, under Mariota, it's been a lot better under Tannehill.
I'm also going with Tennessee on this one, though.
Right on.
All right, the probably most favorite game of the week and least favorite game of the week at the same time, Dallas at New England.
Could we just not talk about this one, like, at all?
Can they both just
lose? Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. I feel like people are trumping this up for what it's going to be, and if people think it's going to be a great game. people are acting like Dallas and New England's going to be a shootout. Dallas has the potential. They're a little bit weird, but their offensive numbers aren't terrible. Whereas the Patriots are lacking on offense, but their defense is doing well. But I think this comes down to which team is more likely to blow a game they have a shot in, and it just comes to Dallas. I mean, you're going to lose to the Jets but beat the Patriots in New England? Bite me. Not going to happen. No, I'm rolling with the Patriots by virtue of...
I agree with you there, man.
That...
You're not going to lose to the Jets and then beat New England in New England. I don't care how good you're playing.
I mean,
that's tough to do for any team, let alone the good teams.
There's upset potential there. I mean, especially with the Patriots' offense not performing, but Belichick's planning around that. It's worked,
Oh yeah,
and I think the Eagles' offense is fine too, but
it's just a little overrated.
Yeah. So I mean, if Dallas wanted to win, they need to get turnovers and they need to control the clock, but I don't think they will.
Would you be happy if Dallas won, or would you be sad?
I don't know. I kind of want the Patriots to lose home field advantage for once. So, yeah, I'd say Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys can win, but this is like 9 out of 10 times Patriots would win type thing. The chance is there. It's just not likely.
Sam, I don't care how good Dallas's defenses or offenses is here.
No.
I don't think they can win in New England. Sorry.
No,
New England's a good team. Anyway, Green Bay at San Francisco, another one for the ages.
Is it really?
I mean, if I'm comparing it to the Dallas-New England game, this one should be a good game. I kind of want to go with San Francisco just because they have the referees backing up in every home game. Like, bad. Watch their freaking games, man, and it's not even fair playing them. That Seattle game was a badly officiated game. Even though it was a good game. Really good game. Lots of turnovers. It was pretty cool, actually. But
I understand what you're saying.
And their defense is good, man.
I don't even watch the San Fran games. I check out the highlights. Now I'm starting to see calls bleed into highlights. Apparently the Cardinals could have upset the Niners last week, but a very, very stupid PI was called.
Yep.
And that basically sunk the Cardinals. And all I gotta say is, do you need to? Cardinals don't have anything to play for. San Fran's already the number 1 seed in the NFC. Did they need help to beat a lowly division opponent at all? Honestly, you do them a favor more by letting them lose a game like that, because it'll humble them. You're basically softening the blows until they get to the playoffs or play against a real team, and then they'll get knocked on their ass. Speaking of, that's why I'm going with Green Bay. Green Bay's a real team. Green Bay's been playing out of its mind, and Seattle figured out how to beat San Fran. You have to take the lead on them and keep it. Green Bay can. Cardinals
they don't really have a good defense, though. Can they keep a lead?
Who cares?
That's the thing, though. Because if you want to beat San Francisco, you got to take like a 2-point lead and keep that lead.
2-score lead, but
yeah, whatever.
And even though the Cardinals did do that, the refs took them out of it. But yeah, it's really sad saying that. We've been harping on refereeing all year, and it's just not. It's not getting better. Honestly, my biggest fear is right now they're trying to gear a 49er Patriots Super Bowl just because Jimmy G versus Tom Brady. Like, oh, that'll put butts in seats.
It's weird because there's been a lot of games where I've seen that have been really well officiated this year too. But there's also been games where it's just like, this is the worst officiated game I've ever seen. And then you watch another game the next week and it's even worse. Like, how does it get worse? But then you'll watch a game that's completely fair.
It's breaking my spirit. I don't know what to say about it. I'd love to talk about these videos by virtue of the teams in them, but I find myself talking about the refs and about half of them. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like that.
The refs back, dude. I don't think.
But I'll go with the Packers here. How much can the refs put down how great the Packers offense has been? I don't think they can. I think the Packers are a team built to win a game like this. I think they'll take a 2-score lead. The Cardinals managed to do it. I didn't expect them to. But maybe they kind of let them back in with referee help. The Packers still can perform even with that lead. Like, even with the refs against them, they can do it. Go Packers.
All right.
I'm tired of the Niners. Stop it.
All right, last game of the week, Monday night. It's going to be Baltimore Ravens at the Rams. I don't think there's like no way the Ravens can lose this game.
No,
the way they're playing, they're gonna win.
Yeah, and the Rams are low key trash.
I don't even care if they're low-key. I don't even care if they're a good team at this point. The way the Ravens are playing, I don't think anyone can beat them.
I don't think the Rams can beat anyone except bad teams right now. Like 17-7 against a Mitchell Trubisky-led Bears. Good job. God dang!
7 points.
It's not going to be a good game. I wish they'd flexed literally any other game into this prime
time. Did anyone ever think that the Rams were not going to make the playoffs?
I did. I
thought they'd make the playoffs, but like a 10-6 and not as good as they were. But damn, I don't think they're very good.
No, they're not. They're low-key trash.
I mean, their defense is okay, but I thought their offense was actually good. But I was thinking of last year, and I thought it carried over to this year. But their offense really isn't that special this year. They've had some injuries, man.
Dude, fantasy-wise, let me put this in perspective for you. I have Jared Goff and Jameis Winston. I start Jameis Winston every single week.
That's probably dumb.
That is hardcore disrespect on Goff. But you know what's funny? I've yet to be wrong. Winston always puts up more points. Sure, he throws more picks, but he always puts up more points.
That's true.
If Winston is outperforming you offensively, you should probably just kill yourself, honestly. And you decided to give that man a massive extension. Why? He didn't even get you to the Super Bowl. Refs again.
Jameis Winston will somehow, like, in the fourth quarter, throw 3 picks, but end up scoring 21 points. Like, how'd you do that in the fourth quarter?
Mm-hmm.
And threw 3 picks. Like, what happened?
But, I mean, it goes without saying, go with Baltimore. The Rams ain't going to stop them. I don't know how they could. I don't know how they could score points lately. They've been pathetic top to bottom.
Yeah, and the Ravens defense is actually playing, like, really, really good lately.
Yeah.
So, go with the Ravens.
Yeah, Baltimore. Do we got anything to close with this video? I kind of feel like we need to, do our analyses quicker, and we did better this week. Knocked off a whole 10-ish minutes. You got any thoughts?
Nope.
All right, cool.
Ready for week 12, man.
Sweet. Bye.